What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Chalk here, up $444 in the first hour of trading today. I took it really slow this morning, as I just haven't been really too sure of what the market's been doing. I kind of waited to see what the market would do. It looked like it did want to break to the upside today and out of this downward trend that it's been in. So after it got confirmation, I sat around for like 20 minutes waiting for that first trade and finally was able to get it. But let's go into the trades really quick. So my first trade was SRAX. This is a Bitcoin sympathy play stock. It was hitting my low float scanner. I also noticed that a chat room that I subscribed to jumped into it, and I just wanted to play the Momo that they can create. So I jumped into it immediately. As you can see here, the Momo in the market did happen, and when I tried to sell, when a nice I think it was about a 5 cent gain showed up on the bid. I think it was like 472. I went to sell. Someone beat me to it, and I ended up basically break even on the trade. So my next trade was GLMD. This one is a bottom bounce stock. Obviously, it had some bad news a couple days ago that shot this thing from 10 bucks down to like $2, and now it's bouncing from there. So with this one, I honestly was kind of fishing for a play. It was getting late into the day, or the first hour anyway, and this one had hit the scanners a few times, and I wasn't going to chase it just because the daily chart is so terrible. So I wanted to wait for a 5-minute setup, and if you look up in the top left-hand corner there, you can kind of see what I was looking for in the 5-minute setup. You had the stock move up and have that nice pop, and then those red candles are the pullback candles, and then you had that nice green candle after the two pullback candles, and kind of telling you, okay, we want to switch directions, we want to go back up. And what I'd like to do is I like to find my entry point for the 5-minute candle over candle after the pullback. So you'll hear me talk about it as the play goes on. I'm telling everyone in my chat room, I'm saying, all right, look, waiting for this candle to close. As soon as it closes, I jump in for the candle over candle, and it doesn't do, when I jump into those plays, it needs to move quickly. It can't just sit there and do nothing. So I end up trying to get out break even somehow. I mean, you'll see the bid was like 1,300 shares and I had 2,000. I thought maybe the market maker would, give me a 700 share fill somewhere between the bid and the ask. Obviously that didn't happen. So I ended up taking like a 5-cent loss on this. But yeah, if it was any other stock in the daily chart looked good, this would have been a perfect 5-minute setup. Let the stock run, then let it pull back, and then it's a safe entry point, candle over candle, after the pullback. So you'll see. Potential 5-minute setup on GLMD here. I think I'm willing to give it a shot. Let this candle close in 30 seconds, and then it'd be a break right now of anyway. It'd be break of 637. People are getting in early. Stop it. It's got to close first. I'm long at 643.
short 22.95 on CAI.
RNS? I'm not sure about that either.
Didn't go anywhere. I'm probably going to bail out of this. All right, I'm out. Well, not sure how I got filled below the bid, but that's just fun. So my next trade is MBRX. This one had been running kind of crazy all morning. Had some news out about potential breakthrough therapy for cancer. So anyway, this one the same thing applied, right? So you have that nice pop out of the open. Now we're kind of pulling back, and typically I like to play the first 5-minute candle over candle, which would have been the current 5-minute candle we have. It looks like the break of 280. You can kind of see that in the top left hand corner there, but I missed that, so I look for the second entry. So if I'm still inside that first candle that makes a new high after the pullback, if we're still inside of that, what I'll sometimes do is play the first 1-minute pullback and then candle over candle, which is what we have here. If you look in the middle of the screen on the 1-minute chart, you have the pop up, you have 2 candles of pullback, and then the first candle there goes candle over candle. What I was hoping for is to break that 292 level and then on to $3 and then break out, blah blah blah. It really didn't work out that way, and I ended up just bailing on this because another trade came up that I was more interested in. I'm in MBRX 289. Stop loss will be below the VWAP.
GLMD. Yeah, it's a possibility.
So GLMD, again, you just heard over the speakers there that chat rooms were looking to play GLMD again. And when I heard that, I immediately came over here and I wanted to buy because I saw it was sitting right at 650 and I wanted to get in before the break of that $0.50. Unfortunately, when I get filled, it's like 8 cents over the $0.50 and I completely missed my entry. Nevertheless, it was still interesting because it started to move up, started to get more attention, and I knew chat rooms would probably jump into it as it approached high day. And I was really hoping for that 675 break, but it just seemed like it couldn't. The bid would never get high enough. It was like people were hitting the ask, but the bid wouldn't move up either. So the spread was really wide. So when I had my opportunity to get out, I took it. Otherwise, was really hoping for a high day break and move towards 7 for a really nice win, but it just didn't pan out that way, and I was happy to get out with profit.
It's not the easiest, but see what it does. The high of day is 675. But it's curling up here. D for a scalp through high of day. The high right now is 75, so wants a 75 break.
So right here, you saw a lot of volume going through on the ask, and it wasn't knocking down 1,500 shares that was showing and 1,000 shares at 675. So that's a big warning sign to me. And when I see that kind of thing, like a lot of volume going through, hitting that level, and it's only showing 1,500 shares, yet Obviously, there's more shares there. That's a big red flag for me, and I usually just bail out of my position when I see that, because it means there's usually a hidden seller and I need to get out because it's probably going to come back down. So as much as I wanted that high day break, I played it safe, took the profit, moved on. XRM was my next trade. This one blew up the scanners in a big way. When I pulled it up, you have to be really quick about what you're checking for, and it just comes with muscle memory and doing it over and over and over again. So what I first looked at was the daily chart in the bottom left hand corner. I see that I had this huge day like 2 days ago, and then we had 2 pullback days, and now we're going candle over candle. All right, so it's in a bullish trend and it's about to break the high from 2 days ago. So again, a daily breakout potential here. I also liked that it only moved when I pulled up. It's only moved basically 10 cents off the highs. So it hit everybody's scanners, and it's only moved really 10 cents. So I'm really only risking 10 cents. Worst case scenario is I stop out at low a day, which is, or low of where this move started, which is 10 cents, and you'll see me get my entry in. So I just jump in there, and it's, you know, there's no strategy behind that besides checking those 2 things: how much has it already moved, and what's the daily chart look like, and just getting in before everyone else gets in. That's the whole strategy there. So I get in, and I end up selling for a nice win. So I had been in this trade for quite some time at this point. Probably, I don't know, I can't remember, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. I can't remember. Much longer than I tend to typically hold. And what had happened is just nobody jumped on it. And you'll see in just a second, the frame that I freeze this on isn't showing the daily chart, but there's typically never volume on this stock. Like a big day is 100,000 shares of volume. So that's the only thing I missed when I did my instant, eye scan when I pulled this thing up, is it just never gets volume. And volume is key. You have to have volume in order to move a stock. People have to be willing to jump in it. So when I tell myself, okay, I've been in this long enough, it's not going anywhere, I end up selling 1,000 share increments because I don't want to just tank this thing. Like you can see right now, the bid has only got 100 shares on it, all the way down to 543. So I do smaller share increments, hoping that the market makers just keep the price where they are, where they're showing, and they'll fill me somewhere in between. So I end up doing that, and I end up getting out, and doing pretty decent on it.
Yeah, most of the tax breaks they just
Following an
passed.
earlier report
Problem is, we had a gas tax, and
on March reports,
oh, it's probably not enough. They haven't raised it in
that's
like 20 years, and
ABEO.
they've never used it for what it's supposed to be for. They've always kind of
All right, I'm out my XRM 560 average. LBCC, this one is a former runner. It's a Bitcoin sympathy play. Like I said, these Bitcoin plays, now that it's getting to $10,000, Bitcoin's going to be in the news again. It's going to be, popular again. You're going to hear companies talk about blockchain, which is going to pop the price. LBCC, no different, right? So this one starts hitting my scanners, and I pull up the chart, and I like what I like about the 5 minute there is you kind of have an ascending triangle. You've got the not the current 5 minute candle, but the previous ones, the 3 previous ones. They all have the same top, but the lows are getting higher and higher and higher. So it's an ascending triangle, and what I'm looking for there is the breakout above that. And when I pull up the chart, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're breaking out above that now. So I'm chasing this a little bit, and I'm okay with chasing this because I've played in the past. I know the stock can run, And when I jump in, and you can hear other chat rooms talking about it, and they're jumping in, so I know that there are eyes on this thing, and people are going to trade this because they know it can run. So I get in, it goes all the way to $4, and what you'll see is I'm looking for that break of 4 so I can sell right over 4, and which sucks. What sucks is it couldn't break 4, and immediately we had a 30-cent drop all the way down to 370, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So when I see that kind of weakness, like there's no volume to hold the price up, I'm looking to exit. I'm not looking for $4 anymore. I'm just looking to exit for profit. Hopefully break even is fine as well. And I end up selling, I think, in 1,000 share lots for profit, but I'm not hanging around looking for a $4 break when I see a 30-cent drop in a matter of 2 seconds.
The SRAX on the quarter, that's probably 10% for most people.
Long blockchain.
Gas, you'd probably start seeing a lot more electric cars being sold.
Got the 200.
I'm long LBCC 378.
Tab long LBCC at 75.
Just their daily commuting stuff. Gas food.
On this one, I would
trips.
maybe scalp it over $4. See what it does up here. Watch for a scalp over 4.
Yeah, isn't LBCC, isn't this the Long Island iced tea something?
So this one, the 200 was at 75, so that's the level it needed to break through.
We got
Sold half at 389, just locking some profit. Spreads suck, so I want to make sure I don't go red on it if it sudden drops.
wow, EPW failed there, not 178 by 179, so
Out the rest, 387. Saw some red ticks coming across, just wanted to lock in that profit. And that's how I ended the first hour trading, up $444, and it was nice wins for sure. I ended the day up $1,850, so very nice day for sure. And again, it's a lot of people, they didn't know how to trade this market. We had a crazy market the past week or 2 weeks. It's been down heavily, and now it's moving back up. When it's moving down hard, you cannot trade the same way you were trading, and when we were trading in January, and it was just, the market just seemed like it was going to go up forever and everything was running up. You cannot trade the same way like that. You've got to keep a pulse on the market. If the market is going down, that means the tailwind is going to be the downside. That's when you got to look at maybe short positions and taking things short. You can't go long all the time. So I had success today going long for sure as the market was pushing higher, breaking out of the slump that it was in. Just happy to be green for sure, and definitely a nice win. If you're interested in my training style or joining my free chat room, the link for that Discord is in the link below. Also, if you're interested in any of the subscription services that I personally subscribe to and use every single day and make money off of them, those are also in the link down below. If you have any questions on those, you can find me again in my free Discord chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, just go down, look down in the link down below this video, and you'll see all those links down there. So, all right, I will see you guys in the next video.